Here I am. I think I am going live. That is great. Thank you everyone for watching. I believe it is being recorded, so I am going to share this inside of our Friends in Health Facebook group. Let's see, I think I can do it. So thank you for whoever is already listening. And I believe it is there. So yes, shared inside of Friends in Health Facebook group. Thank you everyone for watching. My name is Nadya. I'm a certified health and life coach. I help men and women in their 50s to lose stubborn 20 pounds so they can finally fit in clothes they want to fit and keep it this way through transformation of lifestyle and habit change. I'm also a passionate advocate of Shaklee products for nutritional needs and everyday use health and wellness products. So today's conversation is really a very loaded conversation. I had a fun but hard time to choose which direction am I going, but it's really still going down to basics. So without further ado, let's dive. So if you like the topics like this, today we're going to talk about self-love in women. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Natural Power 100. Also, Thursday health tips newsletter in nadyatouch.com/newsletter. Also, please feel free to join our Friends in Health Facebook group for daily motivation and inspiration in your wellness journey. It is free group, it is closed group. So Friends in Health Facebook group, just knock the door and we will let you in. Just answer a couple of questions. The month of April, May, is National Women's Health Month. And we are talking on so many different topics that are concerning women. National Women's Health Month. Okay, I was going to look at the comments, but I cannot see the comments. I wonder which way I can see the comments. Okay, well, I will learn someday. Otherwise, if I turn the comments on, I will hear my sound. Let me try again. Let's see if it works. Hopefully. Okay. All right. Yes. Can't log in. Sharon, I wonder why you can't log in because I see you. You must be here. You must be watching. So please put in the comments if you're watching. Thank you, Bob, for joining. Self-love in women. And when I was preparing for this conversation, my plan was actually totally different. I put a list of health topics to talk about. I put a list of, we can start with heart attack. We can talk about cancer prevention. We can talk about osteoporosis or reproductive health. There's so much we can talk about. And then I really took time to ask myself a question. So what is the most important number one topic I really want to cover? And my answer was very intuitively fast: loving yourself. And here's why. Actually, looking back at my own childhood experience, and it's not just for women, agree, it's for any of us, it's for men, it's for children. We are raised particular way. We are really who we are. Our mind is programmed the way our childhood was. So in my childhood, where I really was not taught how to love in the way of saying words out loud, in the way of expressing my feelings out loud, it was all quiet. It might be good, but I was not presently living who I was and understanding what love actually is. Does it make sense to you? And what the result was over the years, and it's just my reflection, of course, it's until you come to this may sound like just a topic you're hearing. The result of my life actually in my early adulthood was that I subconsciously was finding people who would help me fill the gaps of my shortcomings. Let's say one of them just comes to my mind right now is self-confidence. Really almost non-existent. Probably you heard from me, public speaking was my fear number one. In my quite an adulthood. I could not speak more than one person at the time. It was really that bad. I'd rather die. So this is just one of the examples, and finding people who will fulfill your shortcomings without even realizing that. So what's happening over the time is that I found myself in such a, how do I say it nicely without swearing, in a big ball of issues that I had, where I would fill out all these things and people to help me be a better person. But then you realize that I'm looking in a different place. I'm looking from other people, other circumstance, and am I really fulfilling my own cup? No. And it took me quite a few, very many years to actually come to the realization, I got to start with my own self. I got to discover who I am. I got to be present who I am and really start loving myself. What does that mean? And also what happens, especially with us as women, now I'm talking towards the women, or if you have a tendency to care of others more than yourself. Well, as mothers, we have families to take care of, husbands to take care of, children to take care of. Hi, Patty. Hi, Brittany. And I was thinking about myself as a health coach or caregiver or the fitness professional or wellness lover. Is just our passion and our nature to help others. So what happens with us that we often, most of the time, put others in front of our own selves. We put others' needs in front of our own needs. We tend to help others first, then ourselves. And it becomes something or someone more important than yourself. So have you ever been in the situation where you put sneakers on your feet and you're about to go to the gym, yoga, workout, and there's something comes up that is more important? Have you been there? Or maybe you made a healthy plate and there is something on the table that you want to eat that is less healthy. So this afternoon, when I actually asked someone, what will you like to hear about this topic? And the question was, well, and I can relate to that. After all so many years of negative self-talk, having people around me who will fill my gaps of shortings, after all these years of not living and loving yourself, how do you get there? Oh, really, how do you get there? Well, let's come back to what self-love means. What is love? Who knows the answer? What is love? Love is acceptance. So let's consider accepting yourself, ourselves. Let's look at how do you accept who you are? That's a loaded question. And here's another important things that showed up in the last 2 days that I'm taking on. How about self-love and self-care are actually very connected? Hi, Dallas. Thanks for watching. Self-love is self-acceptance, and we start with self-care. How? Okay, well, how about an example of brushing your teeth? Well, now you know how to do it because you've done it for so many years. That's the key. You've done it for so many years. Was it easy first time? Of course, you don't remember you were the kid. But nothing is easy at the beginning. It takes time, like anything else in this life. So you create a system how to brush your teeth. You know you need a toothpaste. You actually know you need to go to the store. You need to get it once in a while, a new one. You've got to have a toothbrush. You got to know how to brush your teeth and all that's what's involved. I don't have to tell you, but it's the system. And you brush your teeth how often? Very often you brush, I heard an expression, you brush the teeth you want to keep. And you do it often. Some of us do it 3 times a day. There is no difference with self-care, which is the foundation of your self-acceptance, which is your self-love. I'm actually wondering what you hear from what I am saying. How does it land on you? So are you agreeing that self-love is self-acceptance? Are you hearing that self-acceptance actually very closely connected with self-care? Just put yes in the comments. All right, and so let's dive deep into how to. So let's talk about that system. Before we talk about the system, here's a couple of things I'd like you to consider. This is very loaded, so if you have a piece of paper, if you have something to write down, I invite you to. Yes, I see that. And if not, just be easy, take it whatever that you are hearing. Come back to this video later. Number 1, let's just say out loud, and I invite you to say out loud or write it in your journal. Just say what saw, what has been happening so far. I gave you my example. What saw is that for many years, I was living the way I was living, not realizing that my life ended up being a fulfilling of my own shortages. I would find people to help me, whatever I needed to be a better person. That's just what saw. Yes, I found myself in a very situation. I just don't want to be there anymore. Number 2, let's just let go of a few things. I'm looking also at my notes not to forget. Let's let go of a few things, because you can't really build a new on top of. It's like you can't bring a new sofa if you still have an old sofa. So let's let go of the old sofa, which is number 1. I usually don't say don't, but here's I'm going to say, don't compare yourself with others. Just don't. You are you. Number 2, very close. Don't worry about other opinions. Other opinions is what they are and the story they have. Really has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with them and what they made up and the story and the life they have. You are you. Number 3, oh, that's a loaded one. Your value doesn't lie in your looks. So here's the deal. Have you ever, of course you have, looked in the mirror and kind of looked up and down and found places where you really don't like seeing in the mirror, and all that judgment shows up. Oh, I don't like my belly. It sticks out too much. And that judgment is around particular place that you don't like in your body. Usually it's around our tummy that we want to get rid of, isn't it? And what happens is that this judgment becomes all over our body and all over who we are and the person we are and our area of life, health, diet, and other areas. And it's like the whole thing, the whole life becomes that judgment. Can you relate to that? You are the way you are. In some of my recent talks, I did talk about you can't lose that weight if you don't own it. It's like $5. You can't lose $5 if you don't own it. Own who you are, and your value does not lie in your appearance. Accept who you are. And number 4, that's very connected with my life as well. When I realized I surrounded myself with all these things and people, I had to let go of certain things in my life, certain people in my life. Some of them kind of let go even naturally. I didn't have to do anything. It's just the way I was. I changed. Certain things just let go. There was a company that I actually created. I let go of. I can't even maybe, oh, well, you know what? I let go of a lot of books that I didn't need anymore. And fortunately and unfortunately, certain people I let go as well. So yes. And coming back to our number one was say what's so. Number two, let go of. Number three is let's say yes to. We are coming to the root of it. What do you say yes to? Well, number one is just allow yourself, just allow what it is. Just allow having the way you are, allow to be who you are, to look who you are, just accept and allow. Allow your mistakes. If you made a mistake, just say, okay, life is a roller coaster. You can't go all the way up. You go up and down, up and down. So let's say down is that mistake. Just allow it. Sometimes I say it's just a stepping stone. Mistakes you make, you grow. Things will like. Allow actually your fears. Allow them be. Again, I don't say don't much, but don't judge your fears and don't try to shut them down. Instead, be curious. So if there's particular negative feeling or fear shows up, be curious and ask yourself a question. Interesting. I am feeling irritated. What am I looking for? Why is my body feeling irritated? Thank you for joining. Just be curious. The fears and all these negative feelings that we usually tend to shut down are invitations to be curious. What's missing? What's important? What's there waiting to be nurtured? In one of my recent conversations, we talked about what 98% of people don't know. Well, they don't know that your emotions are your natural reactions by your body. My body feels angry. I just fixed myself. My body feels angry. But what I know as a human being, I can allow this anger be, and I can say, I am choosing to still be positive. That's the 2% that we can actually take action on versus reaction. So if you would like that recording, I can put it in the comments, or you can just find it in the YouTube channel, The Natural Power 100. Hi, Ariel. Hi, Kushal. Thanks for joining. And number three, really trust yourself. Trust your gut. Just whatever is there, allow yourself, just ask a question. What is there that is within me? What's your gut telling you? Or intuition, some people say. And number four in saying yes to is, this is where I would like to stop and have conversation about the system. Put yourself first. That's where we really missing it in our self-love, especially in women, especially when we have kids, especially if we are in the profession where we help others. There is always something that is more important. Just this afternoon, 2 hours ago, I had a conversation where I was told straight to my eyes by a lady who is a mother. She takes care of elderlies for a living, and she was literally saying, I am not going to be in the gym because I got to go to my mom's hospital, take care of this person, take care of my children. I'll do this first. And if you take care of others and then you're so exhausted, you're just shortcoming yourself. You can't be 100% for them if you're not taking care of yourself first. I say, fill your own cup so you have enough or 100% to give to others, or your cup is overfilling and you can't have enough to give to others. Especially that's where I found myself as a mom, taking care of my kids, and then I feel irritated. My body feels angry. I just feel because I have not taken care of myself. Why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? And then I'm getting so angry at my children getting angry, and the whole evening is screwed up. It doesn't work. Instead, what I see at 5:30 a.m. in the gym is the people who are taking care of themselves first. They find the way if there's a will. So if you're not yet in this conversation, if you still feel there's something more important, please connect with me. Let's talk about it if you consider. If you really feel, yes, I kind of get it. I do need to fill my cup first. Here's how. We talked about the system. We talked about like brushing teeth. So what can you do? Imagine that you're just about to learn how to brush your teeth. Say your own mind, your own brain, that we are going to have an upgrade of our system. We're going to have a new toothpaste, new toothbrush, and learn how to brush our teeth properly. So there's nothing different, it just upgraded. It's like the computer, it's still there. We just upgrade into one operating system to another, okay? And here how I have built my own system. The system we're talking about is your self-care, or let's say self-acceptance through self-care. If you have a piece of paper, write it down. If not, just be listening, be really present to what it is. So this is the structure throughout my day. Just like brushing teeth, or like exercise, or like anything else, it takes time. So I invite you not to stop. I invite you to stick with it, because it's the system. You got to stick with it. You got to take time, and then you will actually see over the time, oh boy, that works. And it's like anything else. You got to keep doing it. So here's how my self-care day starts, goes, and finishes. When I wake up, I start with meditation. No phone, no TV, no lights, only if it's gentle light. I'm still keeping my mind in a very relaxing state, and I dive into meditation. Right after that, when I'm getting ready for work, no TV, no cell phone, but actually my affirmations are on my cell phone. That's the only what I use my cell phone for. I know there's some text messages. I know I gotta look at the emails, but I'm choosing to listen to my affirmations. I know that my mind is still in a very receptive state. So the tapping into that state, alpha state of your mind, where your mind is very receptive, it's actually the habit will show up faster. Morning, right after you woke up, during meditation, and actually right in the moment where you are falling asleep. So I'm using that moment to tap into my brain, and I'm using affirmations. You actually see them being posted inside of our Friends and Health Facebook group every morning, so you don't even have to find them. Next, what I do is I open up my planner, and my planner it's actually right in front of me. It creates my entire day. It's my schedule. It talks about things I will be excited today about, how I describe myself, who needs my A game, if a situation might stress me out, how I'm going to be about that, message to myself, priorities, who I'm connecting with. It's a very comprehensive planner for the day, and then at the end of the day will be a reflection. I go exercise. Well, for me it's easy because it's in the gym, but it doesn't matter. I exercised without working in the gym every morning, if not in the evening. Being busy is not an excuse. We all have 24/7. Exercise, movement is important. And again, we talked about benefits of exercise pretty recently. So if you would like to learn how important exercise is, just tap into our The Natural Power 100 YouTube channel under Facebook live streams playlist. And you know what I do throughout the day is just work my plan. Every minute is important. Every minute counts for me. So I just work my plan. What's in my planner? I do that. And while I do that, I enjoy every moment. So thank you, Bob. Yes, you posted Brandon's planner. Awesome. When I work my plan, tricky part, we're always like looking for something in the future or our mind is somewhere else. I do my best to focus on present moment. Beautiful example was last week when we went on the cruise. The week before, every single day I heard from someone, are you excited to go on the cruise? And at some point I saw, not really tired, but it was just the same question I heard all the time. I said, you know what? I'm focusing on this moment right now. This is where I am. And that's actually how I was again present. That's how I live. That's how I have taught myself. Over at least 2 years, I'm thinking about to really get my habit of being thankful for the moment, enjoying. I'm consciously searching for what am I enjoying in this particular moment I'm doing. And I take a break in the middle of the day, and it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. I take a break for my gratitude tea. You're actually part of it today, so it's sitting right in front of me. And I just drink my green tea and I slow down and give myself, even if it's just 3 minutes, thoughts of gratitude. I end my day, or actually meditation comes sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the evening. For most of us, probably evening, because afternoons might be challenging to start with. I prepare for my sleep. I don't jump in bed with all my thinking, electronics, lights and everything. Lights are down, electronics are off. My mind is settling. So when I go to bed, I stop everything. I go to bed and sleep. Bed is for sleep and enjoyment and sleep. That is very sacred space for me, for my sleep in peace and really deep sleep. By the way, again, we recently talked about the benefits of sleep and what I do to fall asleep and sleep like a baby. So again, it's the Natural Power 100 channel under Facebook Lives. So that's the system. We talked about saying what's so. We talked about things to let go of. We talked about saying yes to. And we finished with saying yes to this system. This is my system of my self-care. That's how I self-accept myself, and that's how I grow self-love. So I have enough to give to others. Before we go, please leave us a comment. What was your main appreciation and aha from this conversation? I am looking forward to your reflection. And as this month, National Women's Health Month, plug into our Friends in Health Facebook group for your daily motivation and inspiration. Also, every Friday at 2:30, we have conversations like this, Let's Talk Health. It's inside a Friends in Health Facebook group. And I mentioned the newsletter, nadyataj.com/newsletter, YouTube channel, The Natural Power 100. Also, next week, we're going to have educational flow for women's health topics. So plug in. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the community.